Hey, welcome. Welcome to this week's readings that are late. And I am just going to like ram through this super fast because I'm just going to level with you. Despite my little recharge yesterday, I am in a place today, like I'm next level bitchy. And I'm just gonna let it be what it is. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. I have a lot of little micro things that are running around that are requiring my attention. And I suspect that that's leaning into it. I'm definitely feeling, so we've got this new moon in Virgo that's coming up on the 23rd. And there's other astrological stuff that's going on that honestly, the details of which I can't even right now to get into it. So I'm just going to be like legit, like, listen, if you're feeling agitated, if you're feeling like, whew, you are in the right place. There is a lot going on. I am Desiree, and this is Soulpath Astrology. I want to welcome you if you're new to the channel and just give you a quick rundown on what to expect here. What we're going to do is have a very brief, and I'm talking very brief, download of what's going on in the astros. We're going to do a little grounding exercise, which Lord knows I could use too. There'll be an opportunity to select from three cards. You're welcome to choose all three or only one or two. It doesn't matter. And then there will be timestamps for each card that you can fast forward to if you so choose, or you can listen to them all. And then usually there's a little tidbit of something, a little nugget of goodness at the very end. So I do recommend or suggest that you hold on and watch to the very end. It also helps the algorithms, which is why podcasters do that little trick, in case you were wondering. Okay, and if you are returning, welcome back, friends. Whoo, yeah, she's supercharged this week. There's like, ah, there is some Kali energy. There is Yod that's pointing towards Uranus. There is like, or towards the new moon, I mean, and it's very disruptive. There is an energy happening right now that has to do with dissolution of what's not working. I know I've been talking about this, but this is like this new moon is the marker point of eclipse season. And eclipse season is all about letting go of what doesn't work, creating the space for what we're coming into. This year has been wildly potent for that. It continues as we come in. This is like, this new moon is a fresh start like no other. And expect to have stuff come out of like left field that you were not expecting that requires you to attend to it. That maybe because there's some hard aspects to it. Maybe it's going to feel a little bit irritating. I can certainly effing attest to the irritation level right now that I'm attending to with some details regarding my second divorce. I'm not going to get into all the deep, but it's just like driving me fucking bonkers. But the beauty in this, not only my own personal story, but in the astros that are supporting it, whatever is coming up right now for you to navigate through, to digest, there's this beautiful invitation always to a deeper growth. So to use me as a guinea pig, where normally I get like irritated with details that feel like it's just silly red tape. Like everybody knows what we're talking about. Why does it have to be? And my default is to go into anger. My default is to go into like massively frustrated and irritated. And actually I woke up this morning with this weird feeling of like fear and like really high level anxiety, nothing that I could really put my finger on. The invitation in both cases is like, I'm having a feeling. I am having a feeling. Instead of rushing, so my anxiety, one of my go to behaviors, so instead of rushing to your go to behavior, there's this invitation to just pause first and be with the sensation. So for me, my go to behavior when I feel anxious is to like create a to do list and put down in black and white exactly what it is that I need doing so that then I can check it off. Because a lot of the time, my anxiety stems from knowing in my brain that there's a lot of things that need attending to, but instead of writing them down, trying to hold them mentally creates a shit ton of anxiety. So it is purposeful for me to write it down. There is an advantage to that. And before that could be effective, first have to stop and pause and recenter. So I've had the opportunity today, and maybe you have too, in the not only today, but maybe you'll notice this in the next few days, to pause and reflect before you act, that some of your knee-jerk responses are going to be getting triggered, and that there's this beautiful invitation right now to like arrive for yourself, arrive in a sense of well-being and ease. And even if it's not well-being, even if it's not ease, can I just arrive for myself in this hot mess that I'm in? Can I arrive for myself where my chest is feeling this tension, where my belly is tight, where I feel irritation or frustration or sadness that I can't explain? I'm just going to arrive for that somatically initially, like, whew, here it is, right? Here's this irritation. Here is this disappointment. Here is this low grade anxiety I can't identify, but I can feel it in my body. So I'm just going to attend to that and send my breath to it and send my love to it. And once I feel my blood pressure drop down a little bit, then I can start planning. Then I can start taking some action steps. You probably even heard it in my voice just now, the shift. It's that simple and it's that quick. And this is how we attend to this stuff without bypassing, because it's not about just slapping a whole fuck ton of rainbows and unicorns on top of it. It's also not about rushing to the solution. It's about pausing for a moment first and arriving with yourself, meeting you where you are, actually, not where you wish you were or where you were or whatever, but like where you are in this moment. Even seeking an explanation for it is sort of a way to like exit the experience. So first, just fully arrive for the experience. Be like my dog. You can dig in the couch cushions for the answers later. Fuck. New moon in Virgo. Let's talk about that. So Virgo energy is, it can be really self-critical. It can get lost in the details. Alternative, so that's like at its lowest vibration. At its like highest, most beautiful expression, Virgo is stainless new beginnings. Virgo is organized. Virgo brings organization out of chaos. Virgo, there's a purity to Virgo. There's like in an archetypal way, there's this capacity to connect with fresh new start energy, and that's what this new moons are about, fresh new starts anyways. Being in Virgo, it's like amplified. And the reason why it's starting eclipse season is because the eclipse axis is running between Pisces and Virgo anyway. So because the new moon, this first new moon in Virgo is on that axis, that's what kickstarts the eclipse season energy. What is this axis about? This is the grounded Virgo spirituality Pisces. This is a whole new revamping of the paradigm of how we express spirituality, how we show up in real life Virgo. Practical, real life, grounded, the soles of your feet. How do you bring your soul, SOUL, Pisces, into your soles, SOLES, bottom of your feet? And friends, grounding, like literally taking your shoes off because those rubber soles of your shoes get in the way of this. So it needs to be barefoot. Grounding regularly, do it daily, even if it's just 5 minutes. Slip your shoes off and just allow your bare feet to touch the bare ground. And it dissipates a lot, because as we're ascending, as we're evolving, as we're receiving more and more light, right? Because solar flares, I mean, there's all this shit that's going on to help us evolve as a species. It's intense. It's so flippin' intense, and it requires us to do these little things. They're free. It just takes a few minutes. Ground your energy. Connect with your breath. Arrive in this human form. Slow down and attend to this body, and then open to your spiritual guidance. So there, with this Virgo new moon, there's so much opportunity to practice that. It can go so much deeper, but like, I just don't, honestly, I don't have the RAM today. I'm just going to jump into the cards right after we do our grounding exercise and then card selection. So Here we go. I invite you, if you can, if you feel comfortable, to close your eyes or just soften your eyes. Arrive in this moment with an exhale. Deep inhale in, filling your belly, expanding your diaphragm, and exhale with an audible. We're going to do that two more times. Deep inhale, landing here in your body. Exhale. One more big inhale. And pause. And exhale. Here we are. Open your eyes when you're ready. Welcome to this moment. Here are your card options. Card 1, card 2, card 3. We'll hold them here for a moment and let you connect. Okay, so here we go. Card 1, if this was your selection, this is what you got, the Death card. Woo, boo, boo, boo. Funny, I was having a brief little soul path Facebook little conversation with a friend of mine who also pulled the Death card for herself today. So isn't that so interesting? Death. This is about inevitable endings. And you know what? Maybe that's what's coming up too for, the balance of this week as we move to the 23rd to that new moon. What is coming up for you? What is coming up where you are maybe repeating some patterns where you were trying to resuscitate something that is dead? You need to let it go. This is where the Death card, if this was your selection, it's like, let it go. Trust that on the other side of that, in the gap that you're going to experience, so there's that initial letting go, there's a gap. That's the thing we're most afraid of. So this is where you're going to have to do that somatic presencing exercises where maybe some coaching would be helpful. We're getting a reading where just taking yourself out and doing some grounding, doing some journaling, create some gentleness for that in-between space, because what's going to arrive is so much better suited to you. But let whatever it is go. And I'm the queen of making do, my friends. I'm the queen of, well, wait a minute. Maybe if we just like rework this card, when it shows up for me, it's like, and Des, because there is a time and place for that. But if this was your card, this is not the time or place. This is like, you have outgrown something. Stop trying to stuff your foot into the shoe that doesn't fit. There is a much better circumstance, a much better set of opportunities that are arriving for you that need you to allow this death to happen. So let it go, my friends. Let them, as Mel Robbins has coined. Okay. Card number 2. If this was your selection, this is what you got. Fishing. The Knight of Pentacles. Fun fact about this one, he shows up when things aren't moving as fast as you would like them to. Indeed, this one hits home for me. Are you somebody who's maybe experiencing something that you were really hoping would have more momentum by now and it's just not? If this was you and this is your card, this is an acknowledgement of that. And it's also like, trust the process. Do your best to have a long game on this one and just really understand that the devil's in the details. And there's an invitation here. Like, the outcome is going to be good. You're going to get what you want in the end, but there's this invitation to slow down and just attend to these niddly little details, the things that you feel like you should be able to just skip over, or you really truly thought you already handled. And yet apparently you didn't. Apparently it's not just quite the right dot or just quite the right cross on the T. Or it's not quite in the right place. So the invitation with this card is to acknowledge, first of all, always come home, right? Meet yourself where you are. Acknowledge the frustration around that. It is frustrating. Absolutely. It's so hard when we witness ourselves or others not moving forward. I mean, it's like, this again, this still, I get it. Believe me, I get this so personally. And take heart. Take heart that it is going to work out. It is going to be moving forward, but there's just this attending to some last minute things here that are in the details. this is about planting seeds. It's not the harvest card, it's the seed planting. So take this pause, like take, even though it might feel like it's against your will, work with it, surf it. So this wave has come out of nowhere you weren't expecting that's requiring you to put the brakes on or to revisit something. That's okay. So work with it. How can you clarify it? How can you make it even better than it was before? Maybe it's like a business proposal or something like that. Maybe this is an opportunity to tweak it, to add something in before you send it off, like that kind of thing. Yeah. If you want a reading around it, you know where to find me. Description always of the card. There's a pinned comment that'll have a link to my calendar too, or just DM me and we'll set something up. Last but never least, card number 3, if this was yours, Queen of Wands. We love our Queen of Wands. You know why? Because she don't give a fuck. She is herself. The Queen of Wands in the traditional card imagery has a little black cat in front of her because everybody doesn't like black cats, but she does, and she doesn't give a shit that you don't like black cats. She owns what she loves. She shows up unabashed. She shows up, no masks. Here I am. You know, if she's been told she's too much, that's okay. That just means she's too much for them. It doesn't mean that she's inherently too much. The Queen of Wands is fiery and she's spunky and she's fun and she's just her damn self and she has no excuses and no embarrassment. And what a beautiful energy. Like to just let yourself shine. Let yourself feel you. And like whatever those things are that you've inherently had some self-consciousness around or some self-judgment around, like those are probably actually the coolest parts of you. So maybe do an inventory and see where you're at with that. And yeah, celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. If you want some help identifying, holding space, just having someone whoop whoop and co-celebrate with you, you know where to find me. I hope this landed, you guys. I love you all so much. And our last final parting words, meet yourself where you are. Like that medicine to just meet myself where I am, to stop trying to be perfect, to stop trying to have it together, to stop trying to be good vibes only, to stop trying to be sometimes nicer than I am. I'm not suggesting we all go around being bitches, but like if something doesn't appeal to you, say no. Like you are so allowed to have a boundary. You are so allowed to stop people pleasing. You're so allowed to be rejected or seen as something undesirable. That's fine. Let them. They're not your people. Really, this week, between this new moon energy in Virgo, the stainless moment of like fresh new beginnings, what are you so ready to release and step into? What version of yourself is so ready to come online that is so much more like, yes, this is the thing. This is myself. This is like, I want to be a way shower for this, not because you thought it would be a good idea, but because it's just what naturally, organically, it's in your DNA. Let it show up. Use this astrology energy, use these cards this week to empower you to move forward, to connect with that reality of who you are in any given moment, knowing it's okay to have some bad days. It's okay to have some like moments. Just don't let yourself get stuck in them. Don't strap that shit feeling to the chair and refuse to let it move through you. Arrive for it, be present for it, feel it in your body. Definitely. Maybe you need to move. Maybe you need some outside support, some witnessing to help you finish digesting it, and then let it show you its wisdom and step into the next iteration that's ready to come on board. Hope that landed. Mwah. I'm feeling a little better. I hope that you're feeling good, and I look forward to seeing you guys next Tuesday. Bye for now.